Welcome to Inside the Studio, KFIZ at 100. Conversations with some of the station's biggest and brightest all-time personalities. I'm your host, Sean Kaiser. Today we learn the story of Agribusiness Director Rae Nell Halbur. She was raised on a dairy farm in Lomira. Then after getting married, she and her husband started their own family farm just east of Fond du Lac on Highway 23, and KFIZ was always on in the barn.
Farmers in those days milked in a stall barn, and your radio was your connection to the outside world. I knew all the news people at KFIZ, and we listened to Joe Gazer religiously in the morning, and they were what told us what was going on in town. That was how you made your connection to society, as you were out in the country.
At Farm Technology Days in 2000, Rae Nell ran into then KFIZ Agribusiness Director Jay Rudolph, who told her he was going to be leaving the station and moving out of state.
And I said, have they found somebody to replace you? And he said, no. And I said, that's too bad, because we have a very strong agricultural community here in Fond du Lac, and I think they need a farm broadcaster. And he said, well, Rae Nell, you should take it. And he was totally quiet, and all once he went, no, really, you should take the position. And I'm like, oh, yeah, right.
After thinking about the opportunity more, Rae Nell decided to pursue it, got the gig, and wasted no time getting to work.
My goal was to expand the broadcasting to not just corn and soybean prices, but everything that connected to the agricultural industry. Opportunity to talk about my favorite subject, of course, with the 4-H and FFA kids.
Rae Nell was instrumental with involving the station and its personalities in several ag events in the community.
The breakfast on the farm is a very, very large portion of that. County fairs, they were broadcasting for 15 minutes or a little while from the market livestock sale, but in the heyday, I did a 2-hour broadcast from out there.
She was responsible for creating content, which aired at several different times throughout the day, including the 5 a.m. hour. Part of that was occupied by leaders at the local UW Extension.
Barney on the Farm, and then it went to Irv Pozine and Mike Rankin, and they did their every other mornings and did a great job, made a wonderful connection with people.
Rae Nell also developed an excellent relationship with the Alice in Dairyland program.
They were great. I just felt that at the time the program was maybe a little underrated. And they were just starting to blossom at that time, that they were starting to get them to do food demonstrations and cooking demonstrations, and hope that some of the things that I did with them helped that process along.
And she found time to get away from the farm and have some fun co-hosting the station's coverage of the annual Fond du Lac Holiday Parade with Jerry St. John.
There were some miniature horses in the parade, and Jerry thought that they were baby horses, not miniature horses. I said, no, Jerry, those don't get any bigger than that, but it's okay. I wouldn't expect you to know that.
You can still hear Rae Nell Halbur on KFIZ every Saturday morning with her 4-H and FFA reports, as well as in March for her coverage of Ag Showcase and in July for the County Fair. Thanks for joining us, and keep listening for more episodes of Inside the Studio, KFIZ at 100.